Hey guys, this is Balu and today in this tutorial I will show how you can create this kind of CGI ads or CGI VFX videos in Blender easily. So hope you guys will find the video useful, and without any further delay, let's start today's video. So here I'm using this footage which I got from Pexels. Just come to this Pexel site and search as Dubai frame and you can download this video. Later we will be using Fspy application. So let me open this Fspy application, and by the way, if you want to know how to download and install this Fspy application, you can click on the icon above, or else you can check in the description. So this is Fspy. So basically we will use Fspy to get the camera perspective, and in order to use this Fspy we need a single image. So here I got the footage, and in order to use this Fspy we need to have an image, right? So come to the starting frame, and if you're using VLC player, go to this video and click on this take snapshot option. We will get a single frame. So here I got the single frame, so you can see this is the single frame, right? So let me close this browser. So drag and drop it onto this Fspy application. So number of vanishing points, let it be 2. So here axis I will change this to Z axis. Okay, so this red line is X axis, this blue is Z axis. So let's align it properly. So here first I will align this X axis. So hold shift key to zoom in. So I will place this here at the corner, and let's select this, hold shift key and place it here. And now let's align this one. So let's select this one, let's place this at the corner, and here let's place this at the corner. So x-axis is set. Now let's set this z-axis. So let's place this z-axis at the corner here, or else let it be here. Select this one. Now let's position this one. So I will select this edge, and so now you can see we got this XYZ axis set. And if I move on to this any position, the orientation will be matching with this axis. So let's place this cursor at the center, and we need to save the file. So go to this file option and save. So here I will save this as frame only and save. So now we can close this Fspy application and we can open Blender. So here I'm using Blender 4.32 version. So now let's import this Fspy application. Go to this file, import, select this Fspy, and by the way, if you're not getting this option, that means you haven't installed the add-on. So simply search on YouTube only on how to install Fspy application, or else you can check a link in the description or on iCard above. Okay, so let's select this and load the file. I got the file, right? So simply select it and import Fspy project file. So now you can see we got our single image along with the camera perspective. So first of all, let's come to this camera options here, expand this background images. So here we will be dealing with the video, right? So let's change this to movie clip, and we need to load our footage. So open and load the footage. So here I got the footage and open clip, and let's increase the opacity. So now we got the footage. So now let's first model this frame roughly. So for that I will be using cube. So now let's add our cube. So shift A, mesh, select the cube, or else go to this add mesh, select the cube here. So here let's reduce the scaling. So here roughly I will model this thing. So let's place this here, match the corner first, and let's change this to edit mode, face selection, and here let's select this face. Again press 0 to see through camera. Let's bring it here. So here I will match this edge first, later I will match this one. So let's select this edge here and move to match with this edge. Now let's select this inner and let's match this thing. So now let's change this to face selection once again. Let's select this face here. Now let's move along this x-axis. So now you can see we are getting that shape followed. So here I'll make this stop at this corner, change this to select this edge, let's adjust, and let's move this a bit upward so that it matches with this corner. And let's select this thing, change this to edge selection, match this corner here. Okay, so I think this is fine. Now let's select this edge here, press X and move this here aside. Now let's select this face. So select this face here. Press E, Z, and extrude along the Z axis here. Now you can see we are getting our shape formed, right? So I think let it be here like this. So now you can see we got this model roughly arranged. So let's press tab key to exit this edit mode once again. So press 0 to see through camera. So first of all, let me save the project here. So file, save. So here the project is saved. So here we got our basic structure. So if I play this footage, you can see we got some camera movements here. The footage is not steady. So for that reason, we need to track the footage. And if you're using image, you can skip this process. So since I'm using this footage which is not steady in this position, I need to track the footage. So for that tracking, I will be using Geotracker here. So Geotracker, you will get 15 days trial version. After that, you need to purchase it. So let's press N on the keyboard. So here I got this Geotracker. So let's select this structure, come to this Geotracker, create new Geotracker here. So in this clip, we need to load our movie clip once again. So open, so select the footage and load clip. So we got our clip here, geometry, our cube is selected, and in camera, we got that Fspy data. So after that, you need to click on the analyze option. Here I'm getting this reanalyze because I have analyzed with the footage already. You will get analyze option. Click on that analyze option. So this is starting and end frame. So here the footage is of 302 frames, right? So I will leave this to 302 frames. So okay and okay. So now you can see this is analyzing our footage. So it starts to analyze from start to end and end to start. So here the analyzing is done. So after that, come to this camera options, change it from geometry to camera since we are tracking our camera, and click on the start pin mode option. So after that, this turns into this wireframe mode, and let's bring it up here. After that, click on this track to end option. So here you can see we are getting the keyframes and our footage will be tracked where the structure will be following the camera movements. So if I play this now, you can see our object will be following the camera movements. So here our tracking is done. Now let's add CG objects here. So in order to get CG objects here, I am using this Blender Kit add-on which is free to download. So here I will search as a t-shirt on hanger, and here we need to use the free version. So this is locked version. So if you want to have this locked objects, we need to purchase this add-on. So this is free. So simply click on the image and it will be loaded into the scene. So here you can see we got the object, right? So let's select the object. So here you can see we got the object. So let's close this, press N to close this also. So this object is parented to empty. Okay. So let's increase the scaling according to the scene. So here I have pasted this object. So now we need to apply cloth physics onto this t-shirt. So first of all, let me see the mesh here. So here the mesh is pretty dense. So let's reduce this count. So let's come to the modifier options here, add modifier, generate, and select this remesh modifier. And let's change this to smooth option. Let's increase the octave value to 7. Disable this remove disconnected option. So here, so this is not working. So let's work with this mesh only. So let's apply cloth onto this object first. So come to this physics property, add cloth here. So in cloth properties, I will select this cotton preset so that this behaves like cotton. And also I will reduce the tension to 5, compression to 5. And okay, rest and all okay. So catchy here, my footage is of 302 frames, right? So here I want the simulation to be 302. So I will increase this to 302. And okay. So first of all, let me save the project once again. So if I play this now, you can see this is playing hardly. So let's reduce the quality steps to 1 and let's check this once again. So if I play this now, you can see the object is falling down, this t-shirt is falling down, right? So we want to have this t-shirt attached to this hanger. So let's do that. So select the t-shirt here, change this to edit mode. So here we need to select the vertices that are interacting with this hanger. So let's change this to vertex mode and enable wireframe, and let's select this vertex here. So let's change this to lasso selection. And let's select these vertices here. Make sure both side vertices are selected. So here also we need to select these vertices. So hold shift key and select the vertices at this corner. Okay, after that come to this object data properties, click on this plus icon of this vertex group. So let's change this to pin here and assign. So we have assigned this vertex group to this pin group. So press tab key once again to exit this edit mode. Now come to this physics property of our t-shirt. Now scroll down, come to the shape option here. In pin group we need to add the pins which we have created now. Okay, so now if I play this, our t-shirt or this t-shirt will not fall down, it will be attached to this hanger only. Okay, so here you can see we got these parts separated, so let's delete them. So this one and this one, let's delete those things. So let's come to the starting frame, press tab key, let's select this vertex here, select any other vertex, Control L to select the linked vertices, and let's delete those vertices here and here also. Let's select the vertex, Control L. So now here I want to add an helicopter. It has to come at this place and later it has to take this t-shirt away. So here I want to make that scene. So first of all, let me add the helicopter model here. So here let me search as helicopter. So here I will add this model. So simply click on the image and it will be loaded into the scene. Let's close this one. So here you can see we got this helicopter, and let's change this select box, and it is already parented to empty, and I think we got the animation also. So here you can see it got the animation also. So first of all, let me disable this cloth property for time being so that we can work easily with this. So let's reduce the scaling a bit. So first let's adjust the height here. Okay, so this is the center, right? So let it be here. Okay, so I think at 120 frames, or else let's be at 100 frame. So let's add a keyframe here. Select this empty, which is controlling this helicopter, right? Select that empty, press I on the keyboard to add a keyframe. Now come to the starting frame, press 0 to see through camera, and let's bring a helicopter model away from this screen. So press I once again. So if I play this now, you can see this helicopter is coming into the scene and it will, or else let's do one thing, let's bring it, raise this height here, and also let's rotate this a bit. Okay, so that it is coming in downwards. So press I once again. So now this will be landing onto this frame. Okay, so it will stay for a few seconds. So let it be like 120 seconds and press I on the keyboard once again, and later it will move with the t-shirt. It will take the t-shirt away. So let's come to the starting last frame and let's move this aside a bit. So let it be here only, and let's make this here tilted. So the helicopter will be moving in this tilted form, right? Okay, and let's see through camera. So now if I play this, you can see we got this kind of animation where the helicopter will be landing on this frame and it will be flying away. So here at this point we want this helicopter to carry this complete object, right? So we need to see how we can do that. So let's select this hanger here. So let's bring the cursor point at this top. So press tab key for edit mode and let's select these vertices here. Okay, now shift S, hold shift S and select this cursor to selected. So we got the cursor point here. Press tab key to exit this edit mode. Now go to this object, set origin to 3D geometry. So now you can see we got this cursor at the top. Nice. So now let's select this hanger, come to this object constraints, add object constraint, select this child of, and in target we need to select this portion which is at the below, right? And now if I play this, you can see it is taking this hanger, only hanger away. So here we don't want the helicopter to be carrying this cloth, right? So let's come to this frame, 127 frame. Let's select this hanger here. So here you can see the influence, right? So starting, let it be 0. So at the starting, it won't carry this hanger. So if it is 0 means the influence will be 0 means it will not be carrying anything. So later, let's come to this. So at the frame, at 129, so at 129, the influence would be 1 and hit this keyframe. So now if I play this, you can see it is carrying this hanger. So now let's add force field here so that the cloth will be interacting with the air. So shift A, come to this force field and add turbulence here. Press S and increase the scaling. So let's place the turbulence at this position. And strength, I will make it 35 or else let make it 65. So I think 65 would be fine. So here it is taking away only this hanger, right? So we want this cloth to be moving along with this hanger. So let's select this cloth here first. Later hold shift key and select this hanger. Now control P and select this keep transform option. So now if I play this, you can see it is carrying the cloth also. Nice. So I think now we can make the simulation. So let's select this cloth first and come to this physics options and let's enable this cloth property. Now scroll down and let's enable the collision property also. Let's enable this shelf collision. Okay. So after that, let's save the project once again and click on this bake option. So here the bake is done and let's see this thing. So let's play the simulation once again. So here you can see we got our simulation done. So if I press 0, we can see through camera and this is looking good. So here I think I need to increase the turbulence a bit because the turbulence is not showing any kind of influence on the cloth here. So for time being, I will leave like this only. So now let's move on to this render viewport here and come to this world properties. Click on the color of this yellow dot and change this to environment texture. So here I will be using HDRI that will be matching with our scene. So if I show you this thing, you can see we got the sun here in this portion, right? And we got this clear blue sky. So I will download similar kind of HDR from Polyheaven. Think I will select this one. So simply click on that. So here you can select the resolution. I will leave this to 1K and download. Now let's load that HDR here. So click on this open option. So this is the thing and open image. So we got the HDR here. So now we need to match the sun direction. So here the sun is here, right? So now we need to match the direction. So come to this render settings once again. Now change this to shading viewport. So press 0 to see through camera and change this to render viewport. So here change this from object to this world. So we got the node here. So select this node, press Ctrl plus T for node wrangler. And by the way, if not enable node wrangler, go to this edit, preferences, add-on and search as node. So enable this node wrangler, save preferences. Later select this node and press Ctrl plus T, T for T. And here by using this rotation option, we can rotate. So let's rotate this. So we got the sun here, right? So I will place the sun at this position so that it matches with the footage sun thing. So if I go to the footage, we got the sun here and here, this is fine. Nice. So let's move on to this layout once again. Now select this render properties, enable this ray tracing option. Now come to this film option and make it transparent so that only the footage is visible. Nice. So now we need to hide this structure. So if you want to render this in EV, we will miss out the shadows. So click on this new object, surface, change it to hold out. So now we can see we got rid of that object visible, but we are missing the shadows. So in order to get the shadows visible, we will be using cycles render. So let's delete this material here. Now come to this render properties, change this render engine to cycles and device, select this GPU compute. So now come to this object properties, scroll down, come to this visibility option and enable this shadow catcher. So now you can see we are getting the shadows visible and also the object is disappeared. So in cycles we can get this easily, but if you want to get this in EV, it is a bit tricky. We can do that by using the nodes, but for this tutorial I will use the cycles only. So let's select the cycles here and next, what is that? Scroll down, come to this color management option and change this view transform to standard so that we get the true colors here. So it is taking time. Okay. And if you want to add bit contrast, let's change or let's add bit contrast here, so we got the contrast here. So here the t-shirt is looking dark, right? So let's add sunlight, why not? So shift A, light, add sun in the scene, press G. So basically this position doesn't matter. So let's rotate this towards the sun so that we get that lighting visible on this. And if you want to reduce the intensity, we can do that. So let's change this intensity to 0.75. So now we got some light on this t-shirt and we got the shadows also. So now we got the scene ready. So if you want to render this out, first come to this output properties. So resolution, you can select the resolution here. So this is 2160 by 3840. So let it be like that only. So enable this render region, crop to render region. So frame rate, it should match with the footage frame rate. So I think the footage is of 25 frames. So I'll change this to 25 here. And frame start and end, let it be 1, 2, 3, not 2. And yeah, come to this output properties. Let's select a folder where we can save the files. Open. So here I have selected a folder to save the files. So file format, it should be PNG, and make sure this RGBA is selected or else we won't get the alpha channel. So once this is done, so come to this render options here. And so maximum samples, I will change this to 16 and noise threshold 0.1. So all these settings are to reduce the render time. If your device is capable of rendering more samples, you can leave this to maximum samples. And yeah, I think this is fine. If you want to enable motion blur, you can enable motion blur here. So once things are done, go to this render and click on this render animation. So this renders only the CG elements like t-shirt, hanger and the helicopter. It won't render this structure. Later we need to use any editing software to do the compositing. So in this way we can create this kind of CGI ads in Blender easily. So hope you guys have learned something new from this tutorial. If you have learned anything new, please like, share and subscribe my channel to support me. So we'll meet in the next video. Until then, signing off. Take care. Bye.